Morning everybody. It is Easter weekend, so we have 4 days off work, but unfortunately this is the only day I think it's not going to rain. It looks like it's going to rain either hard or not hard and be really windy all weekend. So today is the day to get stuff done. It did rain last night as well, so everything's wet again. Everything was drying out quite nicely, but it's got wet again last night. But hopefully, in general, the field is still going to be drying out. Horses, as usual, are eating their breakfast, and I have actually just changed Basil and Tommy onto a different food called Dengie Healthy Hooves, which is approved for laminitis. Neither of these have had laminitis yet, but as you know, Tommy is a little bit more portly than I would like at this time of year. He's hardly got any grass in the field where he is now, but he's still, I don't know, anyway. I have reduced his hay a little bit, but I don't like leaving them in the stable without anything to eat for very long because it's not good for their digestive systems. So it is a bit tricky, but so I thought I'd swap him. I mean, he doesn't get much food anyway, but I thought I would do that, and because it's good for horses' feet, it's also good for Basil. Basil and Fidget were on it before, so. But anyway, Basil, you're Tommy, you're not Basil. Tommy seems to actually like it much better than the Good Doer. It is more expensive, it's a smaller bag, and the bag is more expensive, which is typical. But what are you trying to do? I've also decided today, well, I think I've decided, to put Tommy out without a rug on today. I think I'll probably put it back on tomorrow because it's going to, as I said, rain a lot, but it's going to be a really nice day today. So I think I'm going to be brave and put him out without a rug on. It does mean there's going to be a lot of brushing to do later on today and maybe in the morning so that we can put the rug back on, but I think it'll be really nice for him to have a day out and have a nice roll, because he really only wears it to keep him warm if it rains. So there we are, out in the sunshine. Is it lovely, Tommy? Tommy, he was a bit confused, I thought. He hesitated a bit longer at the gate today before he went out. But he's only got a little bit of hay, and then he walks all the way from the other end of the field up to here to get it. So then he comes backwards and forwards every day. So actually, he's getting some exercise walking up to get a little bit of hay. Then he goes away again, then he walks back again later and gets another couple of mouthfuls. And so I think it's actually giving him a little bit of exercise, making him come up here to have a little bit of hay, because there's hardly, I mean, most of the, not all of his section looks like that. It's obviously much worse up here by the gate, but there is not much grass on it. So he's managing to continue to look well, so we'll have to seriously monitoring him as the grass comes through. He certainly won't be going out in any more field, and whether I'll have to reduce it further as the grass comes through, I'm not sure. He's got quite a nice long strip, as you've seen before, so he can actually run up and down rather than be confined to like a little square where he can hardly move. So Tommy's out and looking lovely in the sunshine. I don't expect he'll look anything like that when he comes in later. Chesney and Basil, you won't be able to see very well because of the sunshine, I think. So Basil's, as usual, windsurfing, and Chesney in the sunshine is trying to see if there's any hay left in the hay net I put out yesterday, which there isn't. There's a bit on the floor. By choice, I probably would have put Tommy out with the rug on and then taken it off when it gets a bit warmer later, which is what I tend to do with the other two. I don't think I'll take the rugs off the other two completely. Obviously Basil's clipped and it's not going to be quite warm enough, I don't think, for him, but I will certainly downgrade them to thinner rugs later on in the day. But I can easily go and do that in the field, or I'll change it when Basil comes in, but I could easily just carry some lighter ones down, change them in the field. but Tommy's still nervous in the field, so there's no way I could take a rug off in the field. So I've had to, it's not that warm, well, it's not as warm at the moment, but I mean he's fairly woolly. He's only got a rug on really so that if it rains he doesn't get really cold. So he's fine really, but that's why the other two have still got their rugs on, in case you were wondering. So I'm going to skip out now. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do today. I've got a few plans, I think, but we will see what the day brings a little bit. As I said, it's going to be the only nice day. What are you doing, Chesa? What are you doing? Can I have some hay, please? Please. We'll go and see what's in Basil's stable. So Basil sometimes doesn't finish all his haylage. Depending on, the thing is I soak it, and then if he comes in a bit later than usual, then he doesn't quite finish it all, so it's a little bit left. And Chesney loves it, so I will scrape it off the floor, put it in the hay net and give it to Chesney. But I've done all the mucking out, and as you can see, hopefully, we still have a whole lot of hay that nearly comes to the door. I've managed to get the bale that they put along there away now, so I can actually fill the hay nets in the hay barn rather than on the yard, which was getting really messy. And because you know, it rained last night, so luckily I'd done it by then, but once it's rained, it's very difficult. So I've done all the mucking out. I've given the yard a quick sweep and made it look a bit, it's always difficult when it's not quite dry to really sweep it really well, but you can see how beautiful it is. It's just amazing. And Chesney and Basil, I gave in and I gave them some hay, so they're sharing a hay net on the gate here in the mud, but they were standing here in the mud anyway, so I thought, well, I'll give them a bit of hay. The job I want to do next is to go down the field. I've also got a bit of a bonfire. Is clear up some of the waste hay that they've left in the bottom of the field, so that as soon as it's dry enough I can chain harrow and haven't got to worry about that. So I'm not sure I'll get it all done today, but I will take you down and show you what a mess they have made. But while we're, gosh, there's quite a lot of smoke now. Tommy is having a little nap, a standing nap, or he was, by his water trough. It's nice, and there's some hard standing around there, so he's not standing in mud. Oh, and there's quite a lot of smoke again. Oh dear, never mind, it'll go on soon. So I will take you down there in a few minutes. So I've decided to ride before I go down the field to tidy up all the hay, so that it doesn't tire me out so I can't ride properly. So I'm going to go and catch Basil, but what I tend to do is, you probably know, because I've mentioned it a few times, Chesney gets a bit silly when he gets upset and walks and trots up and down and stuff, so I try and get as much ready as possible before I get Basil in, so that we're on the yard for the minimum amount of time, because Chesney generally then calms down once he knows we're only going in the arena. So I'll get all my tack out, I get the brushes out, I get my saddle and my bridle all ready, and my chaps in the stall that I get on just there ready. It's easier in the summer because I don't have to put wellies on to go in the field, so I can get my riding boots on and sometimes get my chaps on as well before I get him in. But in the winter I need wellies to get through the mud, so that takes a bit longer. Anyway, I changed Chesney's rug to a thinner one a few minutes ago because it's really warm and sunny, and I know he'll get hot when he runs up and down. So I didn't do Basil's because I'm going to get him in and then I'll pop him out in a thinner rug afterwards. So I'll go and catch him and update you probably after our ride. So we're all done with our ride now. Hello. I've put him his thin rug on, and we're having ever such trouble with his teeth, this tooth at the moment. He keeps getting loads of stuff stuck in it. But need to get something like the dentist has to clean it out, don't we? But we just got a little thin rug on now, because we don't want you to get cold, because you're a bit of a wuss, aren't you? but also to keep him clean. Ideally Chesney would have one without a neck cover, but last time I went shopping they only had ones with neck covers, so that's what he's got. And Tommy, I'm sorry to say, rolled while I was riding, so I didn't catch it on camera and it's not going to focus. He doesn't look too bad, so we'll have to have a look at him later when we get him in and see how bad he looks. Right, Ches? Right, we better put... What's Basil doing over here now? He's having a potter. You having a potter? Right, it's time to go in the field now. So, here we are down the field, and I haven't walked down here I probably haven't been down for a couple of weeks, because I stopped giving them any hay a couple of weeks ago, I think. And I haven't walked round, not sure why, just haven't. And actually I can see it is greening up a bit. It is greening up a bit. It is starting to look a little bit better. And there's even a dandelion out here. It's still quite wet in the furrows, so it's definitely much too wet to chain harrow at the moment, but we need to be ready, because often the situation is that it's dry for several days and then it's just about okay to get the four-wheel drive in the gateway through the field, because obviously that takes the longest to dry. And you just get to that stage and then they say it's going to rain the next day. So you have that like critical time when or maybe it's 1 day or 2 days that you could do it, and obviously I have to fit it in with work and stuff, so I nearly always end up chain harrowing in the evening after I've got the horses in, and usually I don't have any fence up before I chain harrow, because I have to take that all down in order to chain harrow. So this year I'm going to have to take all Tommy's fence down once they're in, before I chain harrow, because obviously you can't get around, you can't do it properly with a fence there. So I shall have to do that first. Anyway, why am I out here today? I want to get this ready to clear the hay, and they're so wasteful, horses. And I did think about buying some of those black, you can get bins that you put the hay in, they have holes on the side, but I spent the money on a hay steamer instead, so next winter hopefully we'll save up to buy some of them and we'll have less waste hay wise. So the chain harrows hate it. Well, it clogs them up and I spend the whole time just clearing the chain harrows, so I want to get up as much as I can. I'm going to start the fire, and there's 5 piles because that's how I fed them. So I'm going to start this end, which is furthest and there's least hay, and just see how much I can get up. I've got one of these builder's bags to put it all in. In fact, I've got 2. And I expect it won't be long till Chesney and Basil come over, but they won't like that white bag much. That white bag will be scary, so I'm not sure what they are. Oh, here they are. They're looking decidedly suspicious about this white bag. Anyway, let's crack on and get see how much we can get done. Chesney's come up to see the white bag, see if it's got anything tasty in it. Basil's just behind him there. Chesney wants to see if there's anything to eat in it. No, nothing to eat in it. So he's going to try and pick little bits of grass out from nearby. There we go, Basil's got brave now. You've been a brave boy. Flies. Oh, little midgy things. No, it's not so scary after all. And the sun glinting off it, it's even whiter and bright. Basil's rolling. He's just done the other side, and I wasn't quick enough. I'm not sure if this is in focus or if it's just the sunshine making it. I mean, ideally they'd be out in some ways. They'd nice for them to be out without the rugs on. I might put them out in a little bit behind the stables for half an hour later before I get them in. They can have a roll there, but they'll get so covered in mud. And actually there's a slightly chilly wind, which might make them cold later. But as I say, they've only got really thin ones on. So I haven't quite finished, but I filled both bags. So I'm going to have to come back and do some more another day, because I've just dragged one up to the stables. And that was quite tiring, so I've got another one to drag up. So I'm going to stop with that today and maybe do some more another day. Hello. Oh, Kirsty says, oh, I'll eat this hay now it's in there. Honestly, honestly. Are you stupid? Completely mad. And I just wanted to show this lovely view today of the next field, which is lovely. Oh, and basil as well. I really don't think that hay has been sitting in the field for you to eat for a good while, and you didn't want it. Now I've got it in a bag. You're going to eat it. Well, that's just very irritating. Anyway, as I say, I'm going to leave that there, and I've got some jobs to do at home, so I'm going to go home and do those, and I'll catch up with you later. So I'm back for the afternoon, well, just to get them all tucked up and in and stuff. And look, all these things have fallen on my clean yard. Why bother? Looked at the weather tonight. It's going to be relatively warm, so downgrade the rugs tonight. Tommy has got to be wormed. I've got this Equimax. It's an ivermectin based wormer. I've not tried this one before, to be honest, but I quite have to say I quite like this. Is the top where you pull the top off, because usually the top is a nightmare to pull off, so that looks really easy to do. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm quite impressed so far. I worm egg counted him and the others came up clear, and he came up with a medium count of large redworms again, which I think that's what it was last time, so that's why he needs worming, but the other two don't need worming. So we'll see what he thinks of the syringe. It's obviously, I'd wormed him with the syringe at Christmas. That was after I gave him apple sauce, and so we'll see what he thinks of this time. But I'm going to mix up their dinners first and then get them in. And obviously Tommy is going to need a bit of a brush. Tommy's come in first today. I'm not sure that's gone down very well. Has that not gone down very well? You queuing? Oh, it's all drying out, isn't it? Better. Come on then, Basil. I'm getting your stable. Pick your feet out. Good boy. Good boy. I toyed with the idea of washing their tails this afternoon, but it's going to throw it down with rain for the next 3 days, so I think probably it's not worth it, and I will do it. Right, Chezza? Next time we have some nice weather. Good boy. There we go, nice bowls of food. Oh, Tommy, it's not very muddy. I guess because it's been drying out, hello, it's not too bad out there, whereas if it had rained recently, well, it did rain a bit last night, but obviously not very much, because as I say, as you can see, he's not actually very muddy. So there's not a huge amount of mud to get off him so that he can have a shrug on tomorrow. So we'll have a little go, but we're going to do feet first. So we put his head collar on, and now we're just going to do this. Make friends before we stick a syringe in his mouth. So as you can see, he's molten quite a bit now. The only reason I've got a coat on. He's not got much mud on him at all. Because it didn't roll in a very muddy patch. Did you? So then, oh, that came off very easy. So I've got a polo in my pocket for after. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, is that Benny? What a good boy. What have I got in my pocket? Like polo to take away the nasty taste. No, like Basil. Chesney will wolf down treats afterwards. Basil won't. Basil won't eat after his worm, so I have to give him his food first. No, I'm not going to eat it, because I don't like you. I just swallowed. You were a very good boy though, weren't you? And you swallowed it too. What a clever boy. It's a bit white and yucky, isn't it? Not like that clear stuff. What a clever boy. What a clever boy. Yucky, 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 yucky. Oh, I'm glad you're still talking to me. That's good news. That's good news. I think some horses are just more prone to worms than others. So whether we'll get him down to 0 like the other two, I don't know. We'll see. You had a nice day in the sunshine. Okay. I mean, I could have done that when he came, could we? Oh, you're a bit jumpy. You're a bit jumpy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. So Tommy also didn't want to eat his apple, so I've just dropped them over the door and hopefully he'll find them later. Just like Basil. You daft. Looks like he's enjoying the sunshine anyway. So I'm going to leave the vlog there for today. Thanks ever so much for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye!